Hey, just wanted to share with you how to get around in this course. As the sentence says above this video, don't assume that this course is like other courses. Very honestly, if you've taken a course before and you just go into discussions and quizzes, you will miss about half the course. So let me show you how this works. First of all, the best way to access this course is to go to the Content tab. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then you will see here, you'll see this lovely video of me, and I hope that you've taken the time to watch that. And it gives you some other tips about getting through the course here. So please make sure that you see that. Obviously, if you're in here, you're looking at this right now, so you've been here. I just want to make sure that you've seen the video. All right, so over here, if we go into this table of content, well, I guess this menu area over here, there's the whole getting started area that we're in now. There's also the Launchpad registration. That's where you're going to go to register the code that you got with your textbook. As I said in the email, you do need to have Launchpad for this course. All of our quizzes and your extra credit are going to come through Launchpad. So I'll just go to that right now. And if you go in here, you'll see this Launchpad registration instructions. It's important there for Launchpad grades. You're going to take your quizzes in Launchpad, but you have to register this way if you want your grades to come over to D2L. So when you go in here, you will use this link, okay? So if you click on this purple link, I'm not going to do it because it'll take us over to Launchpad, and I don't want to share that right now, but click on that link, and that's how you're going to be able to register and make sure that your Launchpad course is talking to this D2L course. Now, you can either use the back button, which is what I'm going to do to go back. Then I also have an area here for course handouts. So all of the handouts should be here, all of the course handouts. So if you go in and you're in a module and then you can't remember where that particular handout is, it should be here. They are all done as Google Docs. So hopefully that will make both of our lives easier. And then let me also share with you, the course is set up in modules. So each module has its own tab. But before I get to that, let me back up. I also have a link here that will always take you to the textbook. So if you can't figure out how to get to the textbook, you can always come back here to this main menu. I do have links in each of the modules when it comes to reading the text, but if you're, for whatever reason, just want to look something up on the ebook, there's the tab there. So let's take a look at Module 1. All of the modules are set up like this. First of all, if you click just on this tab, you'll see everything you need to know about the course. You can scroll down. However, just a couple of notes here. The way that it's divided, and I'll show you here, is that there's an introduction to each module. Notice I also put a tip of the week here, so I hope you pay attention to those. And then there is a read, watch, and study area. So this is going to tell you all the things that you have to read, watch, or study. And here's where, again, I'm not going to click on it because it'll take us over to Launchpad and that will take too much time. But here's where in every module where you have to read a certain chapter, there's a link there and it will take you over to Launchpad. It will not take you directly to the chapters, but it will take you to the ebook. Okay. Then there is another section for the assignments due. Okay. So all of the assignments due. Now, little tip. Most everything is due Sunday at midnight unless it's a discussion board that requires interaction. If it's a discussion board that requires interaction, It will have an initial response due Thursday, and that should be marked. But I'm going to show you another area that you can go to keep track of assignments. Actually, there are two. One is the checklist. Every module has a checklist at the very bottom, and if you click on that, it's going to tell you exactly what you have to do and by what date. So that should help keep you on track. I'm going to use the back button here. My setup looks a little bit differently than yours because mine's the instructor view. Yours as a student view should actually have an area in that checklist that you can just literally check things off. Now, I do want to show you Module 2 because Module 2 has an extra place, and that is that some modules have extra credit assignments. Okay, so if you scroll down here, all of the extra credit are video activities from Launchpad. They work the same way as the quizzes do, which let me back up and show you that. You'll see it says External Learning Tool. If you click on it, again, I'm not going to do it because it'll take us over to Launchpad, but if you click on that, then that's how you take the quiz. And then you should be able to see your quiz back in the grade area in D2L. But I wanted to point out that the video activities work exactly the same way. These are totally extra credit, totally up to you as to whether or not you do them or not. I do want to say that I would encourage you, most of them come, I don't think there's any extra credit after Module 9. So I would encourage you to do the extra credit early on, because when we get to the end of the semester and you ask me if there was any extra credit, I'm going to tell you, yes, it was all in the beginning of the course and you missed it. So don't do that. I think that's all about the modules that you need to know. Let's go up and take a look here. As I said, at the beginning of this, the best way to always access this course is to go into content so that you can see that whole menu there and you can pick out what you want. That is the absolute best way to get into it. I really encourage you not to go directly into the discussions. The discussions are embedded in the modules, and so when you go into the module, it will tell you what discussion you need. But I will show you, in case you need to go in there periodically, that it is set up also by modules. So you'll see it'll list a module and it'll tell you what discussion forums you have. While I'm in here, let me also share with you, I'm very excited that this semester I'm going to have an embedded librarian. So it's a librarian from the HACC campus who is specifically assigned to our class to help you guys with your research. So I'm very excited about that. All right, going back over here, there's also a Dropbox. This should be also labeled by module, so hopefully I've made it very clear. Again, don't just go into the discussions in the Dropbox or you will miss a significant part of this course. You may be used to going into quizzes here to get your quizzes, but if I click on it, looky there, it's empty. And the reason is because, as I mentioned earlier, all of the quizzes go through Launchpad, so you have to access them through the modules. Then you can also take a look throughout the semester at your grades. They're also all lined up there. And if you need to email anybody else, you can use email. And I think you have some of these resources. I know that you don't have this edit course. So there you go. I'm going to go back to the course home here, where if you ever get confused, you can always go back, because there's one more thing I want to show you on that home page is the calendar. So also, remember I told you that the checklist is one place that you can see what's due. I also have everything integrated with the calendar, so you can take a look at a particular calendar, and if it has a dot underneath it, it means that there's something that's due. Generally, all these Monday dots just mean that the a module opens. It's the Thursday due dates. I'm not sure why that Friday date is in there. That must have been a mistake. Generally, things for the course are due on Thursdays and Sundays. Like I said, these blue dots just mean that the module begins on that particular day. So I hope that gives you an overview. I look forward to meeting all of you. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions about how to get around in this course. Thanks for watching.